There'll be rather more children than we originally said. I hope that's okay." "The more the merrier," I answered over my shoulder, walking on through. I sized the living room up with what I hoped looked like a professional eye, but it was just a room to me. "This is fine. Everything I need, great." "We were going to send Sebastian over to his father's, but the bloody man had some sort of work crisis on," Dodson explained from behind me, "which makes one more, and a few extra friends." "Sebastian?" I inquired. Throwing out questions like that is a reflex with me, whether I want answers or not. It comes from the work I do. I mean, the work I used to do, sometimes do, can live without doing. "Peter's stepbrother. He's from Barbara's previous marriage, just as Peter is from mine. They get along very well." "Of course." I nodded solemnly, as if checking out the soundness of the familial support network was something I always did before I started in on the magic tricks and the wacky slapstick. Peter was the birthday boy, just turned 14. Too old probably for clowns and conjurers and parties of the cake and ice cream variety. But then that wasn't my call to make. They also serve those who only pull endless strings of colored ribbon out of a baked bean tin. "I'll leave you to set up, then," Dodson said, sounding dubious. "Please don't move any of the furniture without checking with me or Barbara first, and if you're setting up anything on the parquet that might scratch, ask us for pads." "Thanks," I said. "And mine's a beer whenever you're having one yourself. The term beer should not be taken to include the subset lager." He was already heading for the door when I threw this out, and he kept right on going. I was about as likely to get a drink out of him as I was to get a French kiss. So I got down to unpacking, a task that was made harder by the fact that these cases hadn't moved out of Penn's garage in the last 10 years. There were all sorts of things in among the stage magic gear that gave me a moment's, or more than a moment's, pause. A Swiss Army penknife, it had belonged to my old friend Raffi, with the main blade broken off short an inch from the tip. A homemade fetish rigged up out of the mummified body of a frog, and 3 rusty nails. A feathered snood, looking a bit threadbare now, but still carrying a faint whiff of perfume. And the camera. Shit! The camera. I turned it over in my hands, instantly submerged in a brief but powerful reverie. It was a Brownie Autographic No. 3, and all folded up as it was, it looked more like a kid's lunchbox than anything else. But once I flipped the catches, I could see that the red leather bellows was still in place, the frosted view